minus the classics and stuff, was like early 2000s, late 90s rock. That's like my
what,
favorite.
Like what, POD or what?
POD? Hey, they're from Southern California. They're from San Diego, right?
What's the one from Vacaville? I think isn't Papa Roach?
Papa Roach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deftones are from Sacramento.
That's right.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, actually, I used to go see Papa Roach live before they were famous all the time.
Nice. Yeah, they used to play in Petaluma at the Phoenix.
Oh yeah, you guys are fucking from there. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You guys are from Northern. What? Yeah, dude. I think Northern California has like the rock, like the hard rock sound in Northern California from that era. Definitely had like a sound, and it was going places. Like it was super
right.
cool.
But I mean, I think Northern California kind of goes harder anyways, as far as like even with like punk rock for like growing up, like Monster Squad and like all the street punk shit that was going on.
Monster Squad's from Vacaville.
Yeah, exactly.
I went to high school with the guys in Monster Squad, man. Like we were all we had PE together, and fucking was it Matt Cotty or Phil Geck? I think it was Matt Cotty. He had a huge mohawk, like changing in and out of gym clothes. I think they're still a band too. I don't really talk to them, but
was it Matt that's also in Great Apes?
The drummer, yeah.
He's a drummer. He used to work at Guitar Center a long time ago, and
he's a cool dude.
He is super cool. Yeah, they're from Vacaville. That's crazy. I think you're the first band to know who Monster Squad is. Like besides besides Malkin, do you know who Malcontent is?
No.
Well, they're doing a lot. They just got out the new song, and Dave Buckner is featured. Dave Buckner's the original drummer from Papa Roach.
Oh, okay.
So he's featured on the song. Yeah, that's crazy, Dad. You just brought me back to memory lane right there.
I think about like the 94, all the bands you see 94 Gilman and bands we played with there.
I was all into like fucking street punk shit too. Like when I was, growing up, like fucking Global Threat was like fucking super into that.
That's awesome.
Classifying that? Probably right.
That's awesome.
Global Threat, Unseen, yeah.
We're going to play Bizarre and then see what the future holds for the band. Let's play Bizarre right now.
Could not repeat. And I still see you everywhere. You're always in my heart. But no plea, no call, don't speak at all. You truly are bizarre. Let's laugh at photographs. The world takes turns and watch us burn. Not repeat what you have, what you've done. Pack it in, money spent, board it up. What a blast we've had, and it's all the same to me. I could not repeat. Said it's all the same to me. I could not repeat, man. I could not repeat. Yeah, I could not repeat.
There we go with Bizarre, and this is Decent Criminal on the podcast. Before we get off the podcast, I want to ask, do you have any plans kind of set, or are you waiting to make any plans to see what happens with COVID? Are you talking to booking agents yet, managers, record labels, about what the future holds for Decent Criminal?
Theoretically, we have a tour booked in May.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
We're supposed to do an East Coast tour with Red CD Radio and a band called Dead Bars from Seattle. And then we are still technically booked for Punk Rock Bowling
I saw that, I think, on your Facebook page. What is that?
It's a big festival that happens in Vegas every year.
Punk rock bowling, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you not heard of punk rock bowling?
Dude, I was out. Okay, hold on. Let me tell you something. I was out of the music scene.
Explain yourself.
Yeah, well, I was out of the music scene before I started this podcast. I didn't listen to. I listened to music, but I kind of jumped off it and was focused on business and like my career and being an entrepreneur. Once COVID came and I lost all my fucking contracts, I was like, well, I'll start a podcast. I was drunk one night with a buddy, decided to start a podcast, and I was like, I'm going to talk to bands. Because, like, if you're going to start a podcast, the easiest podcast to start is talking to bands, right? Like, let's be honest, because not much thought goes into it. I got to ask you guys the fucking questions. You guys answer the questions. Easy, bada boom, bada bam, you got a podcast. Like, if I want to start an entrepreneur's podcast, I got to, like, write down a bunch of fucking subject lines and topics. So I decided I was good at talking, and I talk a lot. So I was like, I'll do the band thing, I'll take the easy way out of podcasting and do a band podcast, and then I'll play songs so I don't have to talk as much, which lowers my talking time, which is a good idea, right?
Right.
But when I started it, it was like, I loved it. You know, I loved it, and it got me back into the world of music. And now I hear all kinds. When I first started off, it was just going to be a metal podcast. I was only going to play metal music. I like punk rock more than metal, I would say. But the metal guys were easier to get in touch with. Because even the shitty ones want to be on your podcast. Like, they have no shame in the metal scene, dude. No shame.
Right.
Punk rock bands are kind of harder to get on. And then as I grew a little bit more, I started playing some hip-hop music. And now I'm going to get into, I played a couple, like, experimental trance. I call it techno, but it's probably called new wave now, you know. Type bands. And now I want to get into, like, some red dirt and country. You know. And I played some pop music. I had some pop bands on. So I think, like, all kinds of music for me is, now I went from, like, no music scene to, like, fucking hella music scene.
Yeah, it's cool to jump around, dude. No one has to be one fucking thing. That's lame.
Yeah, someone told me when I first started, you got to pick a niche. If it's metal's your niche, stick with metal. And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea, man. I love it. And then as I got on, I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking play everything and get into every market, because music is a market in itself. That's the market I'm in, is the music market. So back to punk rock bowling. So that's in Vegas. And how many bands are expected to be on that?
Oh, man. It's a ton.
Dude, throughout the weekend, I think there's like probably 100 bands.
Who's that?
Oh, it's a whole weekend thing. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Yeah, so we'd have the East Coast thing with Red City Radio and Dead Bars. We do punk rock bowling. And then we were supposed to go over to Europe again and play this festival called Shock Festival in Belgium. And then that's kind of like what we have still from last year, and build a tour around that. So
you're keeping it booked until you hear otherwise, I guess.
Exactly.
Pretty much, yeah. So whenever the fuck it's like free to go, we're gonna be hitting the road for sure.
We're gonna be going.
Well, congratulations. Hopefully, if that goes on, and congratulations on writing a new song. I'm looking forward to hear even more of your future songs. I actually want to go back and listen to your first album from 2016 is what I'm going to do once we get off this podcast. And everyone needs to go check out their music videos. I want to check out the one you guys have for Deviant, right? I'm going to check that out also after this. And everyone needs to go check out all their music videos. They're on YouTube. Check out Decent Criminal. They're on Facebook. I'm sure you guys are on Instagram. You're on all platforms, Spotify. You probably on iHeartRadio, whatever, Google Music, all that good shit, right?
Everything.
Yada, you name it.
If people want to buy merch, where can they go buy merch from you guys at?
They can buy it from the Solid Heart website.
Cool.
Yeah.
We have like links and Instagram and shit, so.
Okay, there you go. Decent Criminal, it's been great having you guys on the podcast. I want to thank all of my listeners who listen to The Loud Spot. We have some big things coming up for you guys, and hopefully in spring. We'll see what happens. If you guys want to check out Decent Criminal, go look them up. I love the music. Thank you for sharing a song that's not out yet. We're going to air this January 29th. So, good night, everybody. Good luck. And that's all I got. See you later.
All right. Later. Thanks, man. Thanks.
This is the Loud Spot outro by nothing short of tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the loud spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does nothing short of tragic have us back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. A pimp host has to pimp show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.